History of the race. When the Philippines told its story to the world. History of the Race was a grand historical presentation that brought Filipino history to life. From our pre-colonial roots through colonization. Presented during major national celebrations and seen by the world during the 1974 Miss Universe. This spectacle showcased who we were, where we came from, and what we endured as a people. This was not just a parade. This was a nation remembering itself. Welcome to Time Traveler. Once upon a time, history was not read. It was performed. This was history of the race. A moment when the Philippines walked, danced, and told its own story to the world. Pre-colonial Philippines. Long before colonization, the Filipino people already had identity, culture, and pride. We had our own traditions, beliefs, arts, and communities. We did not begin as subjects. We began as free people. The Spanish arrival, 1521. Then the ships arrived. With them came faith, power, and transformation. New beliefs, new language, and a new order shaped the islands. Yet beneath it all, the Filipino spirit quietly endured. Resistance and revolution. In silence, resistance grew. Ordinary men and women rose not for glory, but for freedom. People who know how to fight for their land are a people who know how to love it. The American period. A new era followed. Education expanded. Institutions changed. But with progress came a question. Who are we becoming? The Japanese occupation. A time of darkness and suffering. Fear filled the streets. Yet, even in hardship, the Filipino people learned to endure and to hope, independence, and a modern nation. And then, the Philippines stood once more. As an independent nation, different languages, different cultures, one shared history. This is the history of the race. A reminder that a nation that forgets its past loses its direction in the future. Today, this grand presentation is rarely seen, nearly forgotten. That is why we return. Because history, when remembered, lives again. I am the Time Traveler, and this is our story.
History of the Race was a massive cultural festival and parade, staged by the Marcos administration on July 7, 1974. It was a central piece of the New Society propaganda efforts, designed to showcase a curated narrative of Philippine history to both the local public and an international audience. The festival was primarily held to celebrate the inauguration of the Folk Arts Theater FAT in Manila. This theater was a miracle of rapid construction, built in just 77 days, specifically to host the 1974 Miss Universe pageant, the first time the event was held in Asia. The History of the Race parade served as the grand opening for the venue and a welcoming ceremony for the 65 Miss Universe contestants who had arrived in the country. The event was a mammoth parade along Roxas Boulevard and the CCP complex, involving approximately 22,000 participants. historical reenactments. The parade portrayed Philippine history in chronological stages, starting from the Stone Age to the arrival of Malay settlers, the Spanish colonial era, and the American period. Famous actors and personalities participated. For example, actor Vic Vargas portrayed Lapu-Lapu. The parade was structured to lead up to a climax, the declaration of martial law and the birth of the new society, framing Ferdinand and Marcos as the inevitable and heroic leader who brought order to the nation. The spectacle was directed and managed by some of the most prominent Filipino artists of the time. Director Lamberto Avellana, national artist for theater and film. Propaganda, critics and historians often describe the event as an extravaganza used to legitimize the martial law regime by inviting world leaders and international celebrities like Van Cliburn and Christina Ford. The administration aimed to project an image of stability and cultural sophistication. The rapid construction of the folk arts theater and the scale of the parade are cited as examples of First Lady Imelda Marcos's edifice complex, the drive to build grand structures and host lavish events to bolster national pride and the regime's image. The event was documented in a film, narrated by Lamberto Avellana, and a commemorative book released by the National Media Production Center. At the time, it was a source of immense pride for many Filipinos, seeing their history celebrated on such a grand scale. However, in contemporary historical analysis, it is viewed as a highly produced piece of political theater that simplified complex history to serve the interests of the ruling family.